Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. We're here for another one of our, working on our beginner's junk journal series. And so far we've done quite a few pages actually in our journal. It's definitely coming together really, really beautifully. I'm loving how it looks so far. So what I thought we'd do today is just come along and make an envelope pocket to put in here. Because obviously we went and did our shopping and we bought some supplies, and a couple of the things that we bought some envelopes obviously, and we bought obviously as well, we bought the long envelopes. So these are DL, what they call DL envelopes. So I thought that we could use some of our envelopes to make some pockets and things like that for our journal. So all I'm going to do is take my, open normal envelope, and I'm going to glue it closed along the flap. So just going to take my wet glue and then just glue it straight down along that flap like that. Okay. And I mean, these are super simple pockets. They're not going to be anything, complicated or anything like that. And lots of people have done these pockets before. They're not like an original idea of mine or anything like that. They're something that lots of people have done before. But they're just a really great, easy way of, creating a pocket that looks really quite, sophisticated and, really quite nice, I think, in your journal. So all you're going to do is then take your envelope pocket. Sorry, I've got lots of hot glue on my desk from my last video, which I only just finished a few minutes ago, which are a bit distracting now. So all you're going to do is take your envelope and you're just going to fold the flap up like that. Okay, and that's basically the base of your pocket. Basically the base of your pocket, just using that envelope. And then all we're going to do is cover the envelope with some of our pretty paper. So the pretty paper, obviously, we bought a lovely paper pad. And, we've got tons and tons of that paper left because we haven't obviously used that much of it so far. So I'm just going to pick something here to use. So I think I'm going to use this lovely polka dot and just glue that down. So just so that this is a little bit easier to handle, I'm just going to cut it down so it's a bit smaller, because otherwise it's pretty tricky to handle. So let me just cut that down, and then I'm going to cut it obviously straighter once I'm not dealing with such a monstrous piece of paper. So okay, so I'm just going to try and cut it along here. It's quite handy when it's polka dots and things because you've got them as a bit of a guide. Okay, so that's that. And then what I'll do is just glue that down onto that back of that envelope. So again, just taking my wet glue, and we're just going to pop that down onto the envelope itself. Like that. Okay. So we just press that down. Again, I'm going around this with a dried up baby wipe just to get any glue that might just be still coming out around there. Okay. And then all I want to do now is obviously glue my other pocket up here. So I'm just going to again take my glue, just get that glue down in that corner, and I'm just going to run the glue there like that and just glue that up like that. Okay. And of course, you know, you could make this pocket as big or as small as you like. You don't have to have it, you know, as big as this. You could have it smaller. You could have it bigger if you like. Completely and utterly up to you. And again, you don't have to use the glue. If you're, you know, if you have a sewing machine and you're confident with the sewing of paper, and by confident, I mean confident your sewing machine can take it, not confident as in it's difficult, because sewing with paper, you know, I feel is just the same as sewing with fabric. So if you've got a sewing machine and you're confident, you know, that your sewing machine's going to be able to cope, then, you know, just stitch around there instead of using glue. So that's all that there is to that. And then you can cut the top here across there. Oops. Like that, to have your top loading pocket. And then you've got a pocket here as well. And then of course we want to now decorate that and make it look pretty. So what I'll do is just take some of our clusters, I think, and we will kind of put a cluster on the pocket. So you might want to then put some more decorative paper on. So again, we've got plenty of decorative paper. So again, you know, I might just use this piece because we've already started chopping this piece about. So it just makes sense to, you know, continue with the same piece of paper really. So again, just going to cut that down, trying to make it a bit more manageable to deal with. Okay. Just put that on there so as I've got a rough guide for where I need to cut that in. Okay. Oops. Like that. Okay, move that out of the way. Okie dokie. So I just want to trim this down now. So I'll just fold that over roughly where it needs to be cut down. Like that. Oh, can you hear the rain? Yeah, it was looking really dark, and yeah, it's decided to actually rain now. Okay. So that piece of paper then I can just glue onto that sort of front pocket there. Might want to just take that down a fraction more here, maybe on this side. Oops. Okay, so we just glue this one on here. Like that. Okay, like that, and then just press your glue down again, you know, just trying to make sure that this is really nicely stuck down. Okay. And then the magical stuff, if you've watched the other episodes, I've talked about the distress ink a lot. This is what's going to give it your vintage look, you know, if you're going for a vintage look. I mean, of course you might not be. But if you are wanting to get that vintage kind of look, then this is the stuff. So it's the Vintage Photo Distress Ink. Again, not on commission for this or anything, but this is like your magic secret weapon for making it look old, basically. And obviously it's not very secret either, because most of us use it. But yeah, just in case you hadn't heard of that and you wondered what I'm talking about. So just pulling in my clusters that we obviously made previously and just decide which cluster to use. So, I mean, to be honest, I quite like them all. Not really. I mean, I love that one, to be honest. Or perhaps I'll have to go for that one because, yeah, I do really, really like that one. Okay, so let me just pull in the journal again. So again, I was kind of jumping around the pages so that we didn't have all like for like pages next to each other, if that makes sense. So we'll just go through and find a little spot to be able to put this down. So perhaps we'll have it here. Might be good, like that. And yeah, we'll just take that cluster, have that there. And then obviously we've got the facing page, which again, at the moment has, you know, nothing on there. But I mean, again, keeping it super, super, super simple, we could just make, again, just another little corner pocket or something like that on there. You know, you really don't need to get all fancy. You don't need to kind of have like a billion different types of pockets and tucks and, you know, all different things complicating it. You can just have something super simple just going across there. I mean, you could even use one of your little clusters, oops, like that. And you could just glue it on two sides, like a little tuck spot. And then paint over this page, and you've got then the whole page then for journaling. It's kept it really, really simple, very functional and kind of easy to use. And of course, you've not had to then, you know, think up another type of pocket, which definitely when I first started making journals, you know, that was my main kind of stumbling block was, oh gosh, now I've got to make something else, or what shall I make for there? So, you know, we could do that. We've also got obviously the rest of those little cards, because we bought like a card making pack. So you could always, you know, just make a sort of flippy kind of pad. Now I'm just going to check what we've got on the other pages near this, because the other thing is, you know, it's quite nice when you jump around in the book, because I think that's how you get quite an eclectic look and not have all the same looking things kind of next to each other. But I just want to double check that I haven't got, like, say, a flippy up or, you know, just a little tuck spot or something like that, if I was likely to use those things. So, okay, so if we're going to go for this, then again, what we might like to do is just kind of pop this down here and then obviously, you know, paint around the page. But I still want to then decorate this pocket up here on the facing page. So let's just glue this down in the first instance. Oops, I just need to put another glue stick into my glue gun. Hold on. I did have one sat there because I knew it was, you know, going to be needing some soon. Okay. So, I mean, this is a double, you know, double bonus putting this here, because of course I had those staples coming through from here. So, you know, by doing that, I've covered up the staples, and it's also a little tuck spot there for tucking in another sort of journaling card. So it's got a sort of dual purpose there, which is brilliant. And then on this side, what we could do is, we've been using the Flower Fairy book. So I'm just going to have a look. Oops. Where's my Flower Fairy book? Oh gosh, what have I done with that? Hold on. Not using my Flower Fairy book, sweetie.
No.
No, me neither. Me neither. It must be here on this pile, I'm pretty sure. Right, let me switch the camera off. Hold on. Right, I have found my book. I had put it away. I mean, ironically, yeah, I put it tidily away under my desk, but tidily with all my books. So, you know, just a fatal mistake. Never put things away, because it's when I generally find that then I can't find them. So, yeah. Right, I've just torn another page out from it. And then I think what we can do is maybe, like here, really, really pretty, these two. I don't know how they're going to look on that pocket, but let's just tear those around. I might decide to just go for one or the other of them, but
I
let's...
like that one with the white dress.
Yeah, she's pretty, isn't she? Well, let's tear them both out first and then just see how they are. Oh, yeah. I quite like fussy tearing, to be honest. Fussy tearing. Right, so bit of fussy tearing going on here. Okie dokie. Oh, come on.
I was like somewhat like distracted by you. I just loosed.
You lost in your game, did you?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I just threw like a wow to you.
Fascinated by my fussy tearing. Right, okay, so let's just see. So, I mean, they're a little bit on the big side there, to be honest, but I wonder if I could tear her out but keep her enough to be able to tear her somewhere else. Let's have a look. I'm just going to tear around her. Oh gosh, I best put my glasses on or else I will not be able to see what I'm doing, and I'll probably end up tearing somewhere I shouldn't. Okay, right, tear around her. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Oh, thankfully that's a pair of scissors. She was holding a pair of scissors. I wasn't sure whether I'd literally torn her fingers off there, but no, she was holding a pair of scissors. So that's her. And then this one, let's just kind of make a little bit more of a, you know, pleasant shape to look at. Okay. So, I mean, we could have her. Let's just have a look. Nope, then they've got their backs to each other. Could have her here. So she might be quite pretty. And then obviously we'll, you know, colour the background pages up in the ivory as well. And I think that would look quite pretty there. And, you know, we've still got obviously the lace and the other flowers and things like that as well. So let's just quickly have a look and see what else we've got. So we've still got, you know, all of these lovely flowers. Well, I mean, we've got tons because there were lots in that book that we bought. So let's just cut out.
I got 3 stars. And
You got 3 stars. Well done, sweetie. Good girl. She's obviously been playing on that game way too much.
177.
Ah, well done.
Oh, why are you not fussy fingering?
No, I'm not fussy tearing this time. I'm fussy cutting. Yeah, fussy cutting this time. Okay. Oh, this would have looked a bit funny being fussy torn. So this one has to be fussy cut instead. Okay, right. So a bit of fussy cutting going on there. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, we're just building up really just to kind of, you know, make it look pretty really is all that we're doing. And we could have, let's just cut out a couple more on there. So, and I just suddenly spotted that flower, so we can layer that up there. Oh gosh, what have I done with those others? There we go. Right. Okay, still got my glasses on, so hopefully I'll still be able to make an okay job of this. So there we go, and then just around this one. Whoops, like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, nearly done, right. So that's that one. I might decide to chop these, you know, apart. I might not keep them kind of quite as they are together. So, but we'll just try them. Oh, now do I want them behind her or in front? I think probably behind. I wonder if I could have it like that, maybe? Yeah, probably like that. And then this, I think, kind of maybe down here. Looks quite pretty, doesn't it? And then we've still got, obviously, the lace that we bought. So I'll just pull the lace in. Okay. So again, just kind of like, you know, cut tear that. We'll just see, you know, maybe just have some lace going off to the side or something, and that just, you know, looks really pretty, doesn't it? And that's, you know, all that page really needs, to be honest. So there's barely anything really to that page, and it's just come together really, really, really pretty. So just going to glue these flowers down. Okay. Like that, and we'll just glue those down there. And then we will just take our distress ink and we'll just ink around the little fairy just a bit. Like that. Okay. And obviously she's going to be tucked into the pocket there, so we didn't need to kind of go too mad with her. So really, really pretty. We just glue her down now. Oops. I must say I'm really, really loving this little journal. It just looks so pretty. I mean, the colours are very girly and very pretty. It's got a very delicate look to it. But yeah, I'm really, really liking how it's turning out. Okay, yeah, really pretty. So what I'm going to do is, before I glue these down this time, I'm going to paint these pages. I think most of the time I've actually painted the pages afterwards, but this time I'm going to do it beforehand. So I'm just going to get my household paint. Hold on. Okay, so I've just got my household paint and literally I'm just going to do a really, you know, very rough paint all over. You know, because again, all we're trying to do is just get rid of that text. You know, not 100%, not so as it's literally not visible at all, but just so that you've got them room enough to be able to journal, or not room enough, but, you know, pale enough or blank enough back that you can then journal onto it. So that's all that we're doing, is just getting rid of just a little bit of the text. Now, don't forget, obviously my pocket's going to go onto this side, so I don't need to kind of go too mad, because of course that page is going to be pretty much, you know, pocket most of the page, but we just want to go down again to the bits that are going to be on show, like that, and then it just gives it, you know, a more cohesive look, really. Okay, right, okay, so let's put that out of the way before I have an accident with the paint now. Right, I'm just going to go and dry this off with my little heat tool. Okay, so it's nearly dry now, and I'm just going to then quickly ink up my other fairy, the one that's going to go on the facing page. So just ink around like that. There we go. Oops. Okay, right. So she would go in there, and we're going to put the little flower kind of over her almost, if you see what I mean. So just going to glue her down. Okay. Yeah, so if you've been following along with the series, you know, I really hope that you're enjoying it, and I really, really hope that you are, you know, maybe making your first journal, you know, and absolutely loving the process. I mean, it's such a lovely hobby, and you know, it's a brilliant way to be creative, because of course there aren't any rules. There's no, you know, you must do it this way or that way. You can just literally take anything that you have to hand that you fancy putting in. So, you know, if you want to buy kind of new supplies, you can. If you want to use old things, you can. If you want to use old books, old clothes, you know, all of that type of stuff, you can just literally, you know, free form your journal, which is just great. And it, you know, it really feels like quite a freeing process, I think. So yeah, I really hope that you're enjoying it, and I really hope that you're, you know, possibly discovering a newfound, or, you know, yeah, just a newfound kind of hobby. And I know that lots of you, you know, prior to making the series had said that you were really looking forward to watching it, because you'd made quite a lot of ephemera but didn't now know quite, you know, on to venturing on to making your actual journal. So I'm really hoping that this is, you know, really an encouraging series, and that, you know, possibly now you're feeling bold and really great that you can now make your first journal. So I'm going to just glue this on. Now again, I'm going to hot glue this because, you know, I'm doing a video, it's nice and quick, and I don't then have to worry about this not gluing, or, you know, me having to keep pressing it whilst I'm doing a video. But if I weren't doing the video, I would more than likely just use my wet glue for that. So, you know, please don't be kind of put off if you've not got a hot glue gun. I'm just literally doing it because, you know, for the sake of the video, it saves me keeping on pressing it down for a few minutes. Okay, so I'm just getting any glue that seeps out around the edges. Okay, like that. Okay, super cute. Right. And then I've got the little flower here that just looks so pretty. And then we're going to have the lace kind of here. Now I'm just wondering, because we've also got that lovely Hessian sort of ribbon, I don't know whether we want any of that anywhere. Let me just cut like a little bit down. Okay, hold on. Maybe we could just have like a little banner somewhere. I mean, that's quite pretty like that. I mean, I quite like it without anything, to be honest, but... Or we could have it down the bottom. That's also quite nice. I feel a bit like the top sort of needs something. But maybe that's just me. Or perhaps we should have some lace at the top instead of the bottom. I always generally kind of like the lace at the bottom, really. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason the bottom just feels like it's the natural place for me. And again, I'm just going to kind of hot glue this, just going onto those bits that are sort of gappy, not gappy, sorry, the filled in parts, the opposite to the gappy parts. Going to the filled in parts and popping the lace down. Okay. Like that. So again, we just hot glue that flower down. I mean, definitely, you know, these flowers, they just would work perfectly with wet glue. I'm seriously just, you know, just speeding through this because, you know, speeding through with the hot glue because of the fact I'm doing a video. So, right, I do really like this little banner. I like it in all the places. That's the problem. I just can't now decide which place I'm liking best. So, but what I'm going to do, I think, is I might just cut out another one of these little roses from here. Oops, let me pull my glasses down again. Oh, okay, let's just cut around this. And that's quite pretty, or we could have it here. Yeah, I like it with the rose. It's pretty, isn't it? Or obviously over there on the edge of the page. I mean, to be honest, I quite like it everywhere. So perhaps we'll have it over here. I'm just going to just ink that up because I didn't make the best job of cutting that. So I'm so sorry if you can hear some shouting. My daughter's now left my side and gone downstairs and is now falling out with my son by the sounds of it. Yep, they're obviously having a fallout over something. I suspect food, probably. Okay. So how pretty does that look? And I mean, it just, you know, it came together so easily, just that few things, and just looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? So again, just exactly as we did on the last page, I'm going to just make a couple of journaling cards, again, just using this because, you know, I think if you watched the last one, I said, you know, I wouldn't use this heart pattern in, you know, in anything really. So for me, this is just perfect now to just kind of fold this over to make journaling cards like double-sided. Let me just see which way. So I think I'm going to do them this way. So I'm just going to move the journal out the way. And we'll just then squish this down like that. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is cut. So as I've got kind of 2 journaling cards out of this, I'm going to cut them narrower because otherwise they're like very square looking. Okay. And that one. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is, just like I did on the last video, I'm just going to glue these together to form the journaling cards. So it's just like a super quick and easy way to do them. And, you know, everything's contained in that piece of paper, if you see what I mean. So again, just kind of spread the glue like that. Okay. And just then mop up the table a little bit. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Just like that. And then this one. Okay, and then we're just going to now exactly the same, because all we're doing here is just making, you know, a couple of journaling cards to be able to pop into the pockets. And on that envelope pocket, we've actually got 3 different pockets. So, you know, these journaling cards are obviously not going to be enough, but we'll just go for this first of all. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully if you're making one along with me, a journal along with me, you know, hopefully you're making something and, you know, it's really beginning to come together now, and you're seeing just something absolutely gorgeous that you're, you know, hopefully finding very rewarding and feeling really, quite proud of. And hopefully, you know, most importantly, enjoying the process and, you know, finding it really quite nice and relaxing and not too overwhelming. Because like I say, I mean, definitely when I started making journals, I just thought, oh my gosh, there's so much to these and they take so much filling, and just thought, oh, I don't think I'm going to stick with these for long, because there's so much to fill. But, you know, once you've kind of made a few, they become much less much less kind of off-putting in that way. You know, they don't seem like there's quite so many bits that need filling and things like that. So again, just cutting this butterfly out, and this must be the same design of one of the others I've cut out, because I can remember cutting those little, you know, curly bits off of the other one. So we'll just cut those off. Okay. Oops, like that. And then like that. Okay. And then I think let's do just kind of seeing which flowers to use here. Got this huge bunch here. Yeah, I wonder whether I could kind of like cut that or tear that down. So I'm just going to tear that through the middle, approximately through the middle, like that. And then just cut this one out. Otherwise it was a little bit too monstrous really for this journaling card. So we'll just cut it out. I'm going to cut that little leaf off. Oops. Got a little butterfly on the side again, just going to cut him off. Just because, oh, he looked a bit fiddly to cut out. So we'll just cut him off, and yep, cut around here. Oops, down there, like that. Okay, that flower there. Oh, come on. Like that. Oh. Okay. And then just cut this one out. So that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Let's just do one of those little rosebuds now. Just wondering whether we can, you know, just have one of these in the centre of that butterfly again, like we've done in previous ones. Oh, it's a little bit huge on there, isn't it? It's like covering up the whole butterfly. Okay, well, I have got a smaller one, which is weird because I honestly thought the small one was going to be way too small, but actually I think it's going to be just a lot better than that huge, great big flower on there. That's just literally smothering the whole butterfly. You can barely see the butterfly even poking out behind it. Okay. Okay, so that looks better, doesn't it? And what I could do is even still, you know, cut in and get rid of more of that centre. So perhaps I will do that. Okay. And don't forget, I'm going to ink this up. And so hopefully the ink, you know, the inking's going to also, you know, disguise this a little bit more. So let's glue this down. So this is just one of those images from the flower book that we were using. Okay. Just glue that one down. Like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim it along the edge here. Okay, and trim it along here. And we're going to pop this flower on like that. Or would we prefer it this side? Let's just check. Oh, it's a bit of a tough decision here, isn't it? Well, I mean, I guess we could layer it like that, couldn't we? Or maybe like that. Ah. Again, it's just one of those things that, you know, anybody else who just didn't do junk journals would kind of just think, oh, for goodness sake, just put it anywhere. But I mean, for us, obviously, that little kind of difference, it just makes all the difference, doesn't it? So, yeah. Right. Let's pop that down there. And again, just get any of that excess glue with the wipe. Okay. Oops. Okie dokie. That's it. Okay, nearly done. And then we're going to have this flower. I'm going to just cut in, I think, here. Oops. So as I get rid of that, like, you know, great big centre body piece. So there and there. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? And then do we want this flower anywhere or not really? Oh my goodness, look. Everything I touch, I'm just kind of moving around. And perhaps we'll have it up there. I mean, this flower's kind of doing that thing where to me they end up not really resembling anything, you know, because it's now not really by anything. It looks just a bit strange. So I'm just going to cut out one of these leaves and see whether I can make it resemble a flower a bit more than it does currently. Yeah, it just doesn't really look like it's anything at the moment. It just looks weird. Oh, I think those leaves are going to be too small. Well, it's not too bad, actually. Let me do the other one. Okay, and... oh, come on. Like that. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? So, okay, so I'm going to put those leaves down first. Whoops. Put those leaves down first. One. Oh my goodness. Wow, these just feel so tiny to to even hold, to be honest. Okay. Oh my gosh, come on. Right. And then just, again, just mop up any excess glue. And then the flour. Like that. Okay, just coming kind of to the side. And then I'm going to just ink up that butterfly quickly now before we glue that on. So as I can really kind of get in around the edges. Okie dokie, and then just glue that here like that. Again, just squish that down. Okay, and then my rose just in the middle there. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, and then obviously now I'm just going to ink the entire thing, which hopefully will then just, you know, make it look like a complete kind of piece, if you see what I mean. It will just hopefully tie everything together with one nice vintage tone about it. So again, just ink everywhere. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? And then I'm just going to ink around at the back. And obviously, you know, this is nice pale colour paper, so this can just be journaled straight on. You know, you don't need to kind of do anything with that. I mean, if you were worried, you could just put a piece of, you know, coffee dyed paper or something over the top of there, like that. But I mean, I think that just is fine as it is. I don't think it really needs anything else. So, I mean, obviously you're going to want to do a few little things to put into the pockets. But, I mean, I've lost track now of how long we've been filming for. And I can hear my daughter downstairs doing something down there. So I'm going to have to go. But we've got obviously a journaling card that's going to go in here. We've got this pocket here, which obviously can take another one. We've also got a pocket at the top where we cut the envelope across. So that's that. And then you've also got your pocket here at the side where we've glued it on with just 3 sides. So you've got literally 4 different tuck spots here for, you know, putting journaling cards and things like that. So, you know, you can just mix up then how you're going to do things. You've also still got obviously your little side pockets with more room. Oops. Sorry, more room to be able to put things. Oh, except I've glued that one closed now. Hold on. Oops. Have I glued that one closed? Yeah, I have. So you've got your side pockets as well. So, I mean, you've really got lots and lots of journaling space going on here. And, you know, like I said, I do need to kind of go downstairs. But just to give you a very quick example of something else that you could kind of just do to tuck into one of those pockets. Because, again, this was the type of thing that I found quite off-putting. Was then, you know, well, I've made my journal now. I've got to fill all of those, you know, hundreds of different pockets and things like that. You could just take literally some coffee dyed paper, which I'm sure that we did coffee dye some. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to take my coffee dyed paper and you could literally just make a little flippy pad or something, you know, to just tuck in. So if I just take this, for example, and then I'm just going to trim it down here. In fact, I'll just trim it down here because it doesn't even need to be the same size, like that. Okay, and then you can just literally make a little pad like this. So I'm just going to then staple across at the top. So all I've done is literally folded my paper lengthways like that, folded it in half here, and then I'm just going to take my stapler and then just staple across the top. Oops. And again, you know, if you're comfortable using your sewing machine, of course you could use your sewing machine for this, but staples are just as good. And then all I'm going to do is just cut a strip here down the side, which then opens those pages up, and then you've got a super cute little pad. And again, you know, could then just put, like for instance, we bought the Hessian ribbon, so I'm just going to trim that off here. But, you know, again, I mean, you don't have to use this. You could use, you know, we've got the fabric that we were using. Let me just bring in that. So, hold on. I had the stripy. So you could then just kind of cover it with a little bit of fabric. So again, I'll just take my hot glue, nice and quick. And we just glue that down there. Just going to trim it down here at the edge. And, you know, you might want to kind of neaten it up. I mean, personally, I don't mind it being a bit skewiff, but if you did. And then just literally glue it down at the back. Like that. And that just covers your staples then. Super, super easy. Again, you're just using, you know, this is just an old dress of my daughter's, but it just works perfectly for that. And then, you know, you could tie it in by just putting a little flower or something on there. Oops. And again, just tuck that into your pocket, you know, any one of your pockets. And again, you know, you could do this then for this top pocket, make a longer one. So, I mean, there's lots of different, you know, quite easy ways to fill your pockets. You don't have to be, you know, doing mega elaborate things or making, you know, very complicated things, journaling cards and pockets and what have you. You really can do something, you know, pretty easy. I'm just having a look to see whether I had a smaller flower. Unfortunately, I haven't really. Just going to trim this down here. But, you know, I think that just looks lovely, you know, just like that, to be honest. Again, you could obviously put it on this side. You know, you've got lots of options is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, I really hope that you like it. I will probably continue with the journal kind of in slow time now, because hopefully you've got lots of ideas and things to get you going. And then we'll come back and we'll decorate the cover together, because I know that covers also can be, you know, pretty off-putting, I think. So, yeah, we'll come and do the cover together. And yeah, I hope that you are enjoying the series. I hope that you are maybe embarking on your first journal. And thank you so much for watching. Hopefully see you guys again soon. So thanks so much then. Bye.